Hey,
What's
how,
popping?
how are you?
I'm good. I'm tanned and peeling and, all the good stuff. How are
Oh yeah,
you?
good, good. Just I bought a little candle to meditate with. It's for abundance.
Abundance, love.
Yeah.
I
I'm just
love a good
sitting.
affirmation candle.
Yeah, I've been trying to do more meditating and all that woo stuff, and see what I can um manifest into my life. What kind of good things I can manifest here. So
Yes.
that's what we're doing.
Yes. I
Oh,
focus
so
on the
the
good, the more good
yeah,
happens.
the trip was good.
Oh my God, it was so good. I
Yeah.
think it's the first vacation I've ever taken where on the way home I was like, I don't need a vacation from this vacation. I
Yeah, I
feel so
know.
relaxed.
Isn't that nice? I know.
It was
I
the
like it.
purpose. Like, yeah, it was so good. The girls are just amazing humans. And the air show was going on. We were there too. So like we were
Oh,
in the
nice.
water and at one point we were far away from where it was happening, but we could see it.
Yeah.
We were in the water and they were coming and one of the girls was like, come towards us. And the planes flew directly over us. It was like, we made that happen. We manifested that.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
It was cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's
Super
awesome.
fun, much needed. The place was awesome that I rented and man,
Where'd you go
it
for a
was
vacation?
Panama City Beach.
Oh, that sounds fun.
The Emerald Coast, clear blue
Yeah,
water, man, it was
that
cool.
water there is amazing. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I got my trip to my mom's 50th is in July. We're planning to go to Puerto Rico.
oh nice.
Um, this is gonna be my first fully sober trip. I'm
Yeah,
excited about it.
it's good, man.
Yeah, no,
I have that discussion all the time, and I think one of the coolest things about it is like you really hold on to those memories a lot better. Like they're just like, it just it's there, and you can think about it and remember it. And you
yeah.
know, in the past, any kind of trip I went on, I was hammered and I don't remember it. I didn't, I think I enjoyed it. It seemed like the pictures looked like I did it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, like fully present. One of the
Yeah.
Spanish ladies like cooked breakfast for us each morning, and we were just up early before the sun was up. I mean, it was just we really got our time out of it. I was just telling him like on the way back, I was thinking, wow, this is the first time I don't need a vacation from my vacation. It was refreshing and relaxing and ready to start the week. So it was super
Yeah,
good.
no, I'm definitely excited. I I I want to start honestly. A lot of people like I've been tuning into a lot of stuff where people say like traveling like solo traveling kind of builds character because
Yeah.
you got to kind of adapt to like certain situations because
I love traveling by myself.
I do
Me too.
I love the idea of it. I haven't done it yet, but
I've done, I've done I've done a solid 4 or 5 trips by myself, and I tell you what, like, and some of them were like just, I trips, maybe they were work trips or whatever, but I've been on like one that I know is specifically just for fun, and I just didn't want any distractions, but it's kind of nice, you don't have to rely on anyone else. Like, I'd always go on a trip with a girlfriend, and she'd be like, I don't want to wake up that early, or I want to get up too early, or I want to go here and I want to see this, and you have someone else that you have to fucking work
Yeah.
the whole
yeah,
schedule with.
you're on your own terms.
Yeah, and then you can
Solo sounds way better.
it's
Now
just
Yeah.
there's a such thing as like solo vacations, but like there's groups of solo people. You know what
yeah
I'm talking about?
yeah
Like there's like a group of 25 to 40 year olds that go. They all stay in this one group. Like it's
yeah.
specifically for that, but everyone's by themselves.
I think that's called like a swingers bar or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a hostel, swinger
Yeah,
hostel.
awesome. Um,
That's what's
no,
it? The upside down pineapple or whatever.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm down.
but it's the same thing like when I'd go out, even now, like I don't go out like I used to, but I like to go out by myself, and I like to have my own vehicle. So if I wanted to fucking go somewhere, no one's gonna tell me I can't go.
You're
A
on your
Hell
million
yeah.
terms.
percent. A
So
million
Hell
percent.
yeah.
Because if I have a whim and I'm like, ooh, I want to go do this, I don't have
yeah,
to ask permission or
yeah,
wait till they're ready. Like, no, I'm ready to go now. I was
yeah.
ready to go 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I thought he was fishing. I was like, what is he doing? Oh, he's picking up dog shit, I guess.
Picking up dog shit. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, we don't have to. bullshit too much. Is that
Oh, hold
how's
on, baby.
everyone okay? How's everyone doing? Angie, how you doing? How was your workout today? Nice, you're strong. Okay, good. That's good to know.
Nice.
She can pop on or no? Are you still at the gym? Oh, you're in the kitchen. Okay. Sage, how you doing? You people don't know how to
I
take off
always
mute.
struggle with this. I always
Everyone knows how to
struggle.
take it.
I'm
Boomer
so
Central
bad
around
at
here,
it.
man.
Good. Everything's good. Just got
Yeah.
back from work. I still have to go to the gym,
Okay.
but that's after the call. So
Okay.
it's
Well,
planned.
we won't keep you here too long. I'm gonna hand it over. Well, hand it over to Caroline. Why don't you jump right in? Let's get this party started. I don't want to keep everyone too long. Get another boomer.
I like exited out of it completely.
Uh,
Hey guys, it's Carolina. I'm Spanish, so it's actually Carolina, but that's okay. He knows me as something different from a life.
what did I say?
Carolina.
No, I didn't. Did I?
Carolina.
I'm
Play
gonna
back,
don't worry. I'm
play back
recording it.
on
I'm
the
gonna look at the
recording.
replay. I'm gonna look at the replay. Don't worry.
It's all good. Hi guys, my name is Carolina. I am a local yoga instructor. I'm a movement specialist. We can call myself that. I teach yoga, I teach Pilates, I teach weightlifting, all of the things, but I do a lot of one-on-ones and this like very congruent programming that gets people strong for the rest of their life. Most of my clients are 65 plus, mainly because they have the time and the resources to work with me. And working with older clientele has really shifted my perspective of training in general. And so this isn't really about training or weightlifting, but I love hearing like you guys are either at the gym or like talking about the gym. Like it's a really great habit to incorporate. Like, for me personally, when I went through sobriety, it actually hit me the most. I feel like when I was in my CrossFit community, we were all doing the same shit. They almost enabled me. Like we were all partying, we were all going out, and then still showing up for 8 a.m. like training the next day. And it's just like, it's fine. Like we're fine. We're very functional alcoholics. It's okay. And then it just didn't become functional for me anymore. And I have shifted my perspective, and I did take some time going through AA, but for me personally, I don't really subscribe to that as I used to. But cleaning up my life, cleaning up my lifestyle required me to remove myself from habits that were taking me away from my fullest, highest version of self, of who I really want to show up to be. And that's where I'm going to come in and just speak a little bit more about meditation, sound healing, and how this has enhanced my willingness and ability to do that, because it's not in our nature. One thing that I will share, that I share with all my clients and all my classes about movement, is that our bodies on a physical level, on an innate level, will find the path of least resistance. So we create these patterns in our bodies that long term end up injuring us. So we'll have like knee complications, hip complications, back complications, and it's all probably because of the way that you walk. So if you think about how innately lazy our bodies are because they are meant for survival, like we're not cavemen anymore. Like we're not being chased by cheetahs. We're not hunting and gathering. We just have to Uber Eats and it's delivered to our front door. So our lifestyle has changed to really get us to like work out of these little habits that we innately want to do. It's easier when we understand and have compassion for ourselves, or like empower ourselves in that willingness and knowledge that our bodies will want to take the path of least resistance, no matter if that is going to create long-term harm or damage to us. We can then translate that into our mental, emotional, spiritual side of ourselves and say like, hey, our physical body naturally wants to do this. Our mental, emotional, and spiritual side of ourselves wants to do it even more. We want to mentally what's the path of least resistance? The habits that you have had for however many years and that have enabled you to continue feeling the way that you're feeling, whatever void, whatever loneliness. Like, everyone has their own story, and I don't need to, like, within the story, it's so powerful, but also know that your story doesn't have to be it. It just gets to be, and I know that that's like a big part of who you are right now, and why maybe these habits stick with us a little bit longer. It's like sticky for us still, just like our body movement. When we have tight myofascia, our bodies will not, like, my shoulder just wants to keep doing this, just wants to keep, it's sticky. There's sticky, gunky stuff in that area that hasn't been smoothed out, that hasn't been hydrated, that hasn't been worked through its uncomfortable zones. And so mentally, emotionally, spiritually, your story has really gotten stuck in a way that makes you think only certain habits can get you out of it, when really it's just doing harm. This is where meditation has really, like, changed and shifted my awareness to what I was doing. And instead of listening to me just like yap the entire time, can I get some feedback on what you believe meditation is, or just from your understanding or your definition, what does meditation mean for you? And I'm just going to go around the circle since no one's going to volunteer first. Chance, you're the first little screen next to me. What does meditation mean for you?
It's a great. Can you hear me clear?
The question is, do you need the question? What does meditation mean for you?
No, saying, can you hear me clear?
Oh,
Yeah, to me, meditation is for my sobriety journey and what I do. It's a great tool that I use. It's probably essential. It's definitely one of my key go-to everyday, daily, frequently as a good source of tools, especially with what I have dealt with. I realized that for me, a lot of it's mental, and it makes you want to go to a vice or so, drinking for me, and to deal with it. So meditation really is my replacement for the negative stuff, and mainly alcohol, just negative self-talk, negative thoughts. So it's pretty big to me. I like it. I rely on it.
thanks for sharing. Thank you. Can I get Sage? I really like your name, and you spoke last time I was on. What does meditation mean for you?
Okay. Meditation. Oh, thanks for liking my name, by the way. I've meditated for a long time. I've incorporated that into my life, like when I was quite a bit younger. But for me, it brings clarity and peace and answers to questions. So if I'm ever in a pinch or I'm just looking for guidance, I really try just to sit down, calm my mind and body, and try to hear if there's answers or messages that are meant for me to kind of lead me along my path. And with sobriety, it's helped a ton. It's been harder to do it, I feel like now, because like I'm really trying to focus on it when before I wasn't like focusing on it for any reason, but like having a reason to be like, oh, I need guidance like right now. I need support, or I'm looking for a path. It's been tougher, but it still helps. And it's so nice to sit down and do it. And like JR mentioned, doing it in the mornings. It is so hard for me to do it in the mornings. I don't know why, but there was a lot of clarity when I finally could like bring my mind to like rest. I think as soon as I wake up, I'm like, go, go, go. But at night, it's easier because I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. I can calm down. So I'm really working on the morning meditation, but I'm trying to do both just to bring that more like stability to my life. Thanks for asking me.
Thanks for sharing. And I would like to spend more time and hear everyone's story, but I would like to just like continue and snowball off of that. And it's interesting that you said, morning is a little more difficult. Evenings work better. I mean, everyone's familiar with being a night owl or an early bird. An early bird gets the worm. Between my husband and I, we are complete opposites. He's the early bird. He's ready to go first thing in the morning. And I like to do all my things. I feel like I'm at most clarity and focus for myself later in the evening. So there is no have to, there is no should. There is just like what is going to fit for you. And that gets to be part of your meditation experience. It's an intuitive connection to your higher power, to the highest version of yourself, and being able to identify the inner critic voice that's in your head. And so there's 3 things going on at the same time, which brings you back to the present moment. So meditation is not like sitting like the Buddha, crisscross applesauce, and just being in silence and like being calm, right? And like the outsider can view you and say like, oh wow, she's so peaceful just sitting there, but like in our heads it could be complete torment and torture. And I don't want to say this to be like, oh my god, I'm never going to meditate. I just say that in the sense where like I want you to feel normal. I want you to feel so natural and seen, by understanding like the voices in our head are going to loop around and drive you absolutely mad. But when you enter that state of, I'm going to carve these next 10 minutes to meditate, the start of that is setting an intention. And maybe your intention is to get calm. Maybe your intention is to like gather your thoughts, feel safe in your body. This is the only thing we get while we're on this planet, like as is. This is the vessel that you got while you're here for however long, right? Maybe you come back as a different vessel. That's not up to me to decide. But while we're here, let's make our home feel safe. And so making that home feel safe, you all guys already took the first initiative of cleansing the inner body and the inner temple. You understood that the habits and the vices that you were going into were taking you to a path that may have like completely self-destructed, right? And there goes your vessel, there goes your home, there goes your body. Now we're cleaning house. We're making this house like even safer to feel in. Think about like your sanctuary, if you have one. Is that your room? Is that a yoga studio you love to go to? Is that the gym? Even if it's the gym, it's not like all roses and butterflies. It has some like oomph to it, right? It has some personality that you like about it. So when we reflect and clean house in our heads, it's like, all right, identifying these 3 voices. Who's my highest power? And what is that voice? What does that sound? What does that voice sound like? And that higher power voice is very soft and subtle, and it asks for a lot of undivided attention. So before you can even get to higher power, before you can get to that, whoever you identify as that, we've got to like declutter everything else. It's like trying to find your diamond ring in your messy room, in your messy bathroom. You're just like, I didn't need that anymore. I didn't need that anymore. That's trash. That's garbage. That's this. Oh, someone gifted me that. I don't talk to them anymore. I can dispose of that, until you find the precious prize. So meditation gets us closer and closer to identifying the voice of our higher power. It also gets us closer and closer. And I use higher power in this instance because I believe most of you are in an AA program or something of the sorts, which is your step 1. This isn't something that I share with like my yoga class. I'm like, guys, let's go ahead and talk to God. You know, like I'm sharing this very vulnerably with you, and please take what serves you. And if you're like, nah, that doesn't click for me, that's all right. Like, find what makes sense. We're still decluttering. We're still cleaning house. And finding higher power is its own journey, of course, because there's a lot of trauma that has revolved around that for me personally. And I know a lot of the close people to me as well. So being clear on what that is, and that's its own Zoom call. So next, it's this inner critic, which is the loudest voice. Think about your Karen or now it's called Jessica. I'm so sad for everyone named Jessica these days. So it's your Jessica that's just like yapping. And it's so like, let me speak to a manager. This sucks. This is terrible. I don't like this. When are you going to clean that up? Are you seriously going to do that? Are you like, all right, aren't you tired of this? Wouldn't it be nice to pick something, you know, all of that. So name your Karen, name your Jessica, give it like the worst, ugliest name so you can really pin out like, you're so fucking annoying and we can't have this going on anymore. It's like your worst roommate, and you're probably living with your worst roommate right now. Who knows? I don't know. But like doesn't clean up after themselves, but is complaining about everything, everyone, everywhere, and just like a slob. So this is your slob in your head. Your meditation practice is identifying what that slob, what that Karen is yapping at you for, what's taking up real estate in your mind. All while looking so bliss, but it's not. Between the ears, there's a lot going on. And that gets you really present. It gets you like, what are you thinking about right in this moment? And then there goes Karen talking about the emails you didn't send and how much you suck at work. And you're like, oh shit, you're right. I do suck at work. I didn't do this. I did. So now you're teleporting to the past that no longer exists. What's done is done. So you bring yourself back. Okay, Karen, I heard you think I suck at work. What am I capable of doing based off of the lessons and the actions that I went through to then get me prepared and more suitable for that future version of self that I want to show up as? Wait, we haven't even gotten to the future version of self. That comes along with your intention. Your intention, as soon as you set your, and part of like the 12-step program is, you know, kind of like writing out those values that you hold true for self. What are your values? What is your ethos? I think a part of what happens with imposter syndrome, or what happens with you know, people feeling insecure about themselves, not like physically, but like, you know, oh, I don't know if I'm like good enough for that person, or if I'm good enough for that job, or if I'm prepared. I believe the biggest lack that we have is really knowing our true core values. And that's what keeps you consistent in every phase that you show up in every role that you show up in. There's your work self, there's your home self, there's your parent self, there's your student self. But you didn't just adopt like multi-personality. Maybe you did. I'm a Gemini, so I'm not, I don't have multi-personalities, but I'm consistent in like, these are my values, and this is a hard no, and this is what I want to welcome in. And that may sound like a lot of duality, but when you're setting boundaries that protect you, that protect the safe home that you're creating within your mind and body, those hard boundaries have to kind of be they have to be clear. And you get to identify that through your meditation practice. So once you've set, and you probably don't know what your values are right off the bat, you're like, oh, I want to experience happiness. I want to be happy. I don't want to be sad. Okay, so your intention isn't, all right, for this meditation, I don't want to be sad. No, the brain doesn't understand the negative. The brain understands the positive. The brain understands the affirmation. If there's a knot behind it, it kind of like erases the knot and says, oh, sad. Okay, let's do it. And then here comes all your sadness. So you go, I present myself full of joy. I embody happiness. And you probably don't believe it at first. And you're going to mind fuck yourself during your meditation practice to be that. And that's what you're meditating on. So here comes Karen yapping and saying how terrible you are. You're like, wait, that does not make me happy. And that's not what my happy version, future version of self actually wants. So you're rewiring. Now you've become like IT tech software developers in your brain. And sometimes it helps me and my brain kind of get really intricate like that, to be like, we are not machines. But our brains and our minds work very similarly in that aspect of like, you can rewire. You have that ability, that neuroplasticity to do that. And if you don't use it, you lose it. So when you become 80, 90 years old, starting to lose your cognition, we don't want that. There's other things that happen with, like, you know, Alzheimer's and dementia, but talking about like what you can do with your brain and your mind currently in its healthiest state is practice your neuroplasticity of redeveloping, rewiring how you're showing up, what you're thinking, what those thoughts are. And it's just as hard as working out. Working out kind of is like the easy part of the day. That's why anyone who gets to work out in the morning, boom, for you, the hardest part of the day is done. But then anyone who gets to meditate in the morning, that's very much true too. The hardest part of the day is done. Damn, you just went through mental aerobics trying to get your mind and your intention and your spirit and all aligned with this embodiment of who you're going to show up to be, because that person already exists. Are you ready to step into that? And sometimes we think that we can get everything, like it's easy, like, oh, I want happiness, or I want a partner that will, you know, stay loyal to me. There will be instances that show up in your life that will challenge you into saying, is that really what you want? Or will you repeat the pattern? So think about the people that say like, oh, this always happens to me. Oh, this is just, it's always like, I'm always getting this guy, or I'm always getting cheated on, or I'm always losing jobs, or I used to be that person. So I'm just talking about myself, really. This is just a TED talk about me. I'm just kidding. So think about that person, and it's just like, okay, well, here comes another instance where you could practice either rewiring and rerouting your choices and your habits, or you can play repeat and have it all happen to you again. And then you didn't learn your lesson because you're still wanting to attract this thing and it's not happening, because every time that opportunity comes in front of you, and it's a challenging opportunity, the rewiring or rerouting hasn't happened. It's just a repeat. And that's where meditation comes into play. It gets you really in tune and really you get to ask yourself, is this in line with my intention, or is it not? Am I holding integrity to my own values, or am I letting everything else happen to me? And it's probably like, it's one of the hardest I feel like it has been one of the hardest practices that I've adopted, more so than, you know, weight training and whatnot, because I had to be real with myself. One of the meditation practices that has supported me significantly versus just being in my head all the time, because sometimes that's overstimulating and overwhelming. And then I'm like, oh, has been sound healing. And sometimes with sound, a lot of times with sound healing, I've been able to set my intention, focus in on my intention, and think about how that intention can bleed into areas in my life where it hasn't shown up. And that's where my focus is. And yes, my Karen starts yapping away and all of the things. And then my brain waves start to flow into the state with the bowls or the instruments being used for sound healing. So I brought a couple bowls out for today. And our brainwave state is a huge factor of it, right? Meditation can be really intense, and it can be so calming. And I challenge you guys to just do simple meditation practices, like when you're waiting on the train to go by or waiting on the bridge. or waiting at a light. You don't have to close your eyes, but how do you get really present is by just like following the breath, maybe turn the music off, and then just observing. That's really all meditation is. So with your eyes open, you're observing what's currently happening. The sky is blue. The light is red. The guy next to me is on his phone. Then when you do meditation with eyes closed, it's an observation of self. It's an observation of what the voices are, identifying those voices. Are they taking you one step closer to where you want to be, or are they pulling you away for where you want to go? It's just observing. And for all my ADHDers out there that can't sit still, you give yourself like a few deep breaths, and the awareness of what's going on of that in the head is going to keep you occupied for some time. You're going to be like, oh, fuck, what's taking up real estate? Think about the expensive real estate here in South Florida. I don't know where everyone is, but bro, it's expensive real estate. This brain can only take on so much. So make it purposeful. You're like, you know what? I don't really care that Sally at work talks shit about me today. Let her talk shit about me. She can, whatever. It's taking up too much of my energy, and I don't have time for that. I'm trying to be over here being happy, and I don't got time for that. So I don't care about you and your problems. Stop projecting them off on me. Think about that kind of stuff. Make up your own stories. It's okay. We all do it anyway. That's how we compartmentalize. So meditation gets to be your own storytelling time about who you are, where you want to go, and what are you going to do? What are those actions that are going to get you there? What are the thoughts? What are the habits that are going to get you there? Does anyone have anything that they would like to share? Any questions or a personal story about how meditation has supported them? Yes, Jeremy.
So overall, would you say the overall goal of meditation in general is to be at like a like a complete calmness state?
I
That's
don't
like a
think that's
general.
I don't think that's true for every meditation practice. I
Okay.
believe
Yeah.
it could definitely get you there. I believe that the true purpose of meditation is being content with where you currently are. And in that state of contentment, it can invite a lot of calmness.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think I'm focusing too much on that and like centering my meditation around like when I go into it, I'm like, I need to reach this certain level of
Mhm.
calmness. And if it doesn't get there, I feel like it's not.
That you failed at meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I invite you to look at it from a different perspective. Like think of it like a kid trying to learn a new skill. You're like, all right, you're skateboarding. Can you do that flip? No. Okay, well, you suck. No, you can't tell a kid, like you don't suck at
yeah,
meditation. You're just
keep
like
trying.
one
Yeah.
step closer. I believe that the purpose of meditation is to observe the truth of who you are and how you're showing up. And are you content with that version of yourself? And it's okay to be like, contentment is a very strong place to be in. It doesn't mean like you can coast. It just means like where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. Yet the desire to improve is there. And how is that showing up for you? But I think that sound healing meditation would actually help a little bit with your state of with your practice of meditation, almost having it in the background. So instead of it being silent, because sometimes the silence kind of irks me a little bit. So I'll throw on like sound healing on YouTube and have it playing in the background. So I'm still like in my head and I'm thinking and I'm breathing, and subconsciously like my body and my brain is following the vibrations and the sounds of the bowls, and that helps induce a lot more of like the relaxed state too. So that would be my suggestion if you're having a challenging time.
Yeah, that actually did help a lot. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to share anything? Jimmy or Phyllis? Because I can see your faces.
Yeah. I was when I did a little bit of time in prison, I was solitary confinement. I had some blokes. I really got into meditation. I had a little bit of a bid, and I was by myself, so I was reading a lot, and I think Eat, Pray, Love actually got me into it, and using a mantra and Om Namah
Mm.
Shivaya and all that, and so I was really into it, like for like a year, I would say a year that I was clean, but that was in like 2016, and I haven't really sat down to actually do it, like not actually sat down and closed my eyes and like tried it. So this would be nice. Like, yeah, so I appreciate.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. That's intense. Oh, so if you are interested in any other type of meditation, Vipassana is actually silent meditation. So Vipassana is very, very, it's an intense practice. And if you were to do it strictly and go to the Vipassana ground, so there's like little sanctions all over the globe that host these types of meditation practices. You're in full silence, full silence. There's no journaling, there's no eye contact, there's no exercise, there's no pets, there's no like dial a friend, you know, it's just you're there with yourself. Um
Oh,
and
is it like for days at a time?
yes, it's
Oh
it's
yeah,
10
I
days.
heard
Yeah.
about that. Yeah,
10
where you
days.
like don't talk the whole time.
No talking, you're a mute.
Whew.
You can't even like even that eye contact of like, you know, checking in on someone to see if they're okay, like, you know, acknowledgement and stuff. Like a lot of that's a lot of inner work. So there's just like so many different ways to meditate, and one way isn't going to work for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm just sharing what's has worked for me, who's like a busybody, ADD, needs to be a doer, but you're not a
yeah,
human
yeah.
doer, you're a human being. So you get to just be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Phyllis, did you want to share anything?
I was just gonna say, guided meditation is usually where I feel best because I have someone else kind of guiding me. Because otherwise, I'm just stuck in the Karen thoughts, like you said, like that negative voices. But if I'm focusing on my higher self or like my best self, or kind of like envisioning who I am, almost brainwashing myself, that is when I can get to a place of like peacefulness. I'm like, okay, let go of this old version. That works really well. But to just sit and meditate on my own, I don't know that I've ever known how to do it. So guided meditation, I love. Sound therapy, I've done like a yoga sound therapy class. I did one time this women's empowerment thing, which was really, really cool. So this will be interesting. I'm excited. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. Another one of the meditation practices you might want to look into and see if anyone is hosting one near your area is Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a full body scan, and it is the dopest type of meditation. You like it seems like you're levitating. It's really cool. So and I do Yoga Nidra as well, although actually, I might do a little bit of a body scan here for this one. Sometimes I wonder like how much you guys even want to hear my voice, you know? I'm like, stop talking. Okay.
No,
Anyway.
you're good. You're good. I don't mind.
Okay. So Yoga Nidra takes you through a journey. And the cool thing, the science behind Yoga Nidra is your right side brain is responsible for the movement and actions of your left side body, your left side brain, right side body. So what this full body scan does is that it loops you from the base of your feet all the way up your right side body. Then it takes you down the left side body. Then you're in this nice, happy journey where at that point, most people are sleeping. At that point, people are like snoring. But If you, the purpose is to like try to stay awake, not awake, but like follow the voice, you know? So it takes you through a journey, like this self-discovery type of journey. And everyone's yoga nidra journey is different just based off of, you know, who's teaching it and what the participants are there for. And then at the very end of the journey, it takes you back through the body scan, up the left side body, up over around, down the right side body, and then full body, and boom, you're out of your meditation. And that is another top 100. There's only like, that's like my top form of meditation if I can ever be in a yoga nidra space. And it's very beautiful. It's very subconscious, very like, you know, very healing. Even if you do fall asleep through it, your brain wave has synced up with this connection to body and awareness, and the intention you set at the beginning of it. So, all right, guys. If you're in a space where you can lay back or sit down or just chill for a moment, even close your eyes, please get to that space. If you're driving, if you've got stuff to do and you're just here to like observe, of course, please observe. Everyone's on their own journey with that. And I'm just going to get my little bowls set up here. So I have a couple of crystal bowls in front of me. And I hope it sounds okay through my iPad. You know, you can always adjust your volume if you feel like it's a little bit too aggressive. But everyone's experience will be different. All right, so wherever you are here, you can do little chime. Just settle in, adjust your seat, fix your hair, shimmy those shoulders. Just take out all the little movements and get yourself in the most comfortable space. Maybe your eyes are open for a moment here and just observe your surroundings. Just recognize where you are and where you've landed. Maybe it's in your home, in your car, or outside. And just take a moment to really soak all of that up. And then this space that you're in, just feel an immense amount of gratitude surround you. That you have two eyes open and aware of the space that you're in, a beating heart, a full body, and a mind that's here to be a safe space for you. You can place your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your belly. And if you feel comfortable, softening the gaze or closing the eyes completely, holding gratitude in your heart, maybe even feeling the pattern of your heartbeat for a moment. And deepening the breath a little bit more as you inhale. A little pause at the top. Parting the lips, open mouth, exhale. A couple more cleansing breaths in through the nose. Pausing at the top. Open mouth, exhale. One more cleansing breath, really feeling the chest rise, the ribs expand as you inhale full. Parting the lips, open mouth, sighing it out. Just staying here for one more moment with your hands over your body. as we cultivate an intention from the space of gratitude. An intention can be something as simple as, I am at peace. Whatever first comes to your heart, state it in the present tense. State it like you have it already. It's already yours. And keeping your eyes closed, relaxing your arms down by your sides. Continuing the depthness of your breath. Watching the breath flow in through the body as it reaches the tips of your toes. Allowing the breath to effortlessly flow out of the body. And just appreciating how easy it is for the body to take in what it needs and leave behind what no longer serves. Allowing the breath and the intention to rise up the legs, up around the calves, the shin bones, around the front side of your knee, around to the back side of your knee. Just feeling this energy connected to breath, holding on to your intention as this intention circulates to every single cell of the body. Rising up past the knee, up the thighs, around your quadriceps, the hamstrings, the inner thighs, around the glutes and the hips. Your intention and your breath covering the entire bottom portion of your body. From tips of the toes all the way up to the crests of your hips. Maybe you attach a color to this breath. As you continue to send that awareness and intention around the torso, wrapping around the right side of your waist towards your navel space, reaching over to the left side of your waist, around the back, to the rib cage. As your ribs softly open with every inhalation, and compassionately fold in with every exhalation. Feeling the front of the ribs expand out, the sides of the ribs press out wide, the back of the ribs fill up as your lungs fill up with the breath, the awareness, the intention. Watching that energy wrap around your entire torso, your rib cage, across your chest, your collarbones to the shoulder heads. And allow that energy or that color to circle around your arm bones, down towards your elbows, wrapping around the inside of your arm, to your wrists, your palms that serve, extending the length of each and every finger, coming up and around the backside of your hand, the wrist, the forearm, around the elbow once again, up the tricep, up around the shoulder head. And this time, the energy, the awareness, the color crosses the entire backside of the body. And you feel the presence of that awareness, that intention, completely cover the torso, the hips, the legs, the feet, the shoulders, and the hands. Allowing that intention to rise up the back of the neck, and wrapping around the front of the throat, around the jawline, reaching from the right ear all the way around the chin, the jaw to the left ear. And across the cheekbones, to the outer corners of the lips, the top of the lip, as you notice the breath coming in and out through the nose. Allowing that intention to rise up the bridge of the nose, across the eyebrows to the center of the brow, your third eye. from the third eye, reaching the very top of your skull, the crown. And at the very top of your skull, there's a emanating white light shining through. And this white light invites you to step in and pour the peace over the entire body. It's been there waiting for you. You allow it to pour down across the entire skull, falling down the face, over the cheekbones, the lips, the jaw, down the collarbones, across the shoulders to the tips of the fingers. Down the chest and the torso, pouring down the back. Over the hips, down the legs, past the knees, all the way to the soles of your feet. This white light has always been your intention. And every single cell of the body recognizes who you are and where you are going. Giving yourself a moment here to notice the breath. Feeling the depthness of your breath as you inhale a little deeper. Exhale, gentle sigh out. Inviting gentle little movements to your extremities, wiggling fingers and toes. Making any little movements that serve you. Rolling those shoulders or nodding the head from side to side. And then if you haven't yet already, just come up to a seated position. And just give yourself a moment here. Your hands can be over your lap. You can be soft and relaxed. As you take inventory of your own personal body, your own personal senses, noticing the temperature on your skin, the taste in your mouth, the little sounds that may surround you, any aromas in the air. And while your eyes may be closed, you see a visual. And identifying that visual as the highest version of self, ready to welcome you one step closer. If there's anything you would like to leave behind here in your meditation practice, just leave it, just like your breath can effortlessly let go of what no longer serves. We'll take one breath here and just let it go. Full breath in. Little pause at the top. Take in more air. Full exhale out. You can slowly flutter those eyes open and just give yourself a moment. Thank you guys for jumping in on that. I did want to share before some of you may have to log off, but I am in the Palm Beach Gardens location, and I do have a sound bath and breathwork experience coming up. And so if you guys are interested, that it will be the 25th of April. And I don't know where all you guys are located. Probably none of you live in Florida, which good. No one moved to Florida. Okay. I can share that with JR if that's okay with you. I'm not trying to, steal your clients or anything. I would just like to offer there are so many forms of meditation all around. So I have a really great friend who does the breath work, and she also does some astrology and horoscope reading too. So if that was something you're interested in, so I'll share that with you guys. And I hope that was okay. I didn't even ask you if that was okay, JR, if I could share that.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
Okay.
Absolutely. I might be there. Who knows?
Yeah, I hope you are.
Yeah.
It's a cool studio. We're just jamming out with some sound bowls and breath work, and breath work is pretty gnarly meditation practice.
Yeah.
That's next level. That's really, if you want to get high on your own supply, guys, let's go. Let's go. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that either, but
You can say that.
okay. It's pretty much what breath work is.
By the
I'm
way,
like fired. I'm never invited back.
no. So look, you know that I'm sure it's the same for everyone. We can't hear the sound bowls.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I thought it was a me thing. I
didn't know you were playing the sound bowls. I was just listening to your
Yeah.
voice.
So it's got to be like
a frequency
a
thing.
frequency that your speaker can't pick up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, good thing I was speaking then, because then how weird would that have been if I was just like, and mute.
That probably would have been crazy then with sound, because that was already intense for me.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Yeah.
I wonder if my Rode, you know what some Zooms actually have, JR, is that like it happened during like COVID time. Well, I don't know. I just know about it from COVID times, but like the background sounds, they cut that out.
That might be it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you might have that plugged in. So like you don't
Like a
hear
setting.
like the lawnmower or like background sounds and stuff. So
I'll look it up. I'll do some research.
I'll also get my Rode mic set up too.
Yeah.
So the next time I can just have the mic in front of my bowl